after that second time when I was in Maghaberry and then I got out, I'd started to watch like different podcasts and stuff, just about like self-help and things like that. Not self-help, but I was watching Joe Rogan and stuff, and he always had really interesting guests on, and he had Graham Hancock on, and Graham Hancock was talking about DMT and ayahuasca, and all these things, and talking about how healing they were for people, because it's all the trauma, we're carrying it all inside. It's not outside, it's the energies in here. So I was like, God, like, and I researched into it. And then I went down to an ayahuasca retreat in Ireland, in Westmeath, and went down there. And I had done, like, no psychedelics before. Like, none, like, nothing. And this guy was like, he couldn't believe it. He was like, you've never done anything and you're doing ayahuasca. And I was like, never done anything. And I was like, right, okay. So we went down and we did our weekend of ayahuasca ceremonies.
Just explain what ayahuasca
So ayahuasca is like a hallucinogenic brew tea from the Amazon, which is like contains DMT, dimethyltryptamine, which is like one of the most powerful psychedelic substances you can take. You can ingest, and
is that from plant or
it's from the
mushroom?
plants?
Oh,
it's from plants.
Yeah.
So it's from, there's a vine of one tree is the vine, the ayahuasca vine, and then the other tree they use the leaves off. I think it's B. caapi it's called, but they brew these two things together. So the vine contains like an MAO inhibitor, which allows us to digest it in our tummy. Otherwise, DMT can be smoked. But when it's smoked, it's a very, very fast experience. So it's like intense and fast. It's about 15, 20 minutes long. But it's like a complete ego dissolution. Whereas when you take DMT in ayahuasca, it's longer. Okay, so it's like 4 hours, 5 hours. And you're in the DMT realm, with God, who knows what it's with. Like,
well, even go back a step. So, are you in this dude's house? Are you in a warehouse? Are you in a where a caravan?
No, it was like a proper retreat. Like, it was like a big mansion out in Westmeath, like this big old country house. And actually, Michael Jackson used to own the house. Like, I swear. And I was like, what? Why is there pictures of Michael Jackson up in here? And they were like, he used to own this place before we got it.
They didn't want to take him down.
And I was like, yeah, it's history.
Demons, but history.
Yeah. So we're sitting and we did so that weekend, we started off with Kambo. Okay, so Kambo, all these medicines, right? Now, these are the medicines. I work with these medicines now. Okay, so the first one we did was Kambo. And Kambo is a frog. It's called the Philomedusa bicolor. And it's a nocturnal tree frog that lives in the Amazon. But the sweat that comes out of the back of this frog, it contains dozens of these peptides, which are really readily absorbed by the human body. Okay, so it's got biopeptides, which work on our bodies, and they've got neuropeptides, which help work on the brain. So Kambo's a great medicine for breaking patterns of behavior, breaking the patterns of thought in your mind, because it's all the mind. Everything's your mind. So what we think about ourselves, that leads to on what we can think we can achieve and all this here, So we limit ourselves so much with our own beliefs about ourselves, which our own beliefs are all built from our past experiences in life. So if you've been through hard things, sometimes you can get beaten down and your confidence take a hit and you're like, you don't believe you can achieve these things. So Kambo's a great one for renewing your energy. So it cleanses the body, cleanses the physical body, cleanses the tummy, cleanses the intestines and the liver. But when it does that, it's also like the tummy's your second brain. So a lot of your emotions come from the tummy. So when you cleanse that tummy out, you're automatically straight away you're going to start to feel lighter emotions, and it's also a great energy cleanse. So again, when we go through these things in life, traumas that lead us to these addictions and things like that, it's energy in the body. That's what's making you do the things. It's the energy. Either there's a blockage somewhere, or a bit of that energy from that trauma's stuck with you, and you need to just let that go. And that's what Kambo does. So it gives your energy body a complete cleanse as well.
And how does it do that? So you drink?
No, so
you rub it on your skin.
We put these small little burns on the arm. So these are called gates, and the gates are what the shamans will call the gates, because everything in the jungle it's a spirit. So even like when you're in the jungle, it's like the trees a spirit, the rivers a spirit, the sky is its own spirit. It's all, and so this frog has its own spirit.
Is the frog there with you?
No,
it isn't.
We get the medicine sent over. Well, when I was in the jungle, they used it on the sticks, but because you have to go very far into the Amazon to actually meet these guys that harvest the frogs. They're a tribe called the Matses tribe, and they were only discovered in 1972. They only made contact with the rest of the world like 50 years ago, and the Kambo's their medicine, and like Kambo was the start of my healing journey. The start of me recovering from what the addictions, that was the start of it.
Because you were cleansed,
bro. Yeah.
Because I know I'm big into the gut health and brain health at the minute.
So cleansed, and like for example, like now we're starting to discover that we've got like heavy metals in the body. There's build-up of,
as I'm drinking a can of Coke.
But like there's build-up of these heavy metals in the body. Which have a really detrimental effect on our health. And Kambo's one of the really, really, really effective things in removing heavy metals and toxins out of the body. And also heavy energy, Like it doesn't have to be physical. This is energy cleanse as well. And that was the start. That really was the start of my journey into like recovering and finding out who I really was, and what I'm here to do.
Well, let's go further into that. So you're at the retreat in Ireland.
Yeah.
You've got this Kambo medicine. And how are you applying that?
They put the gates on, okay? And then they'll mix you get the Kambo comes in these little sticks. So what the shamans in the jungle do is they'll get the Kambo and sort of hold the frog, and as the frog's held, it lets out a sweat, and they scrape the sweat off the frog and put it on this stick. And then when you get it over here, you rehydrate it on the stick and then put it on your skin, on the open skin, on the gate that you've just burned on.
And how does that feel?
Bro.
So?
Within 10 seconds, you're starting to get the sensations of Kambo in the body.
Which is what?
So you're going to, the first thing you'll feel, I always tell people, the first thing you're going to feel is a wee sting on that site where we put it. And then you're going to start to feel like almost like a heat building in the legs and just climbing up the body, this heat, and people are looking, going, my hands are going red, right? And that shows you that Kambo, because it's a natural medicine, your body recognizes Kambo as being natural. So every cell in the body then opens up, is receptive to it. So you can feel it in every cell of the body. It's like you've sat in hot water. And then you can start to feel maybe vibrating. You're vibrating, like, those vibro plates you see in the gym. Like, so it'll feel like your body's going, And then it's like you get like a rush sensation. And this heat's building. And then it turns into like nausea. So you get nauseous. And then you've got your bucket there. And then you're going to be sick. And that's the purge. So you'll start to sweat. And then you'll purge. But before the treatment, you've drank like a litre of water and you've fasted for 8 hours. So the purge is water, okay? The first purge will always be quite clear. And then as you go on, you'll maybe get a second or a third purge inside the 15, 20-minute treatment. But as it goes on, the purge gradually gets darker as the medicine gets deeper in and starts getting down into the gut, into the intestines, and into those low energy centers in the body. So you've heard of like the chakra system, and that's just energy. Your body's glands system, endocrine system, and the glands is where the chakras are. All the major energy centers where there's major glands in the body. Okay, so when you're getting the energy and the Kambo's cleansing down, you can feel it down there. It's like that's helping you out with your root chakra energy, the energy down lower down in the body. And this is all our animalistic instincts, stuff we'll go through. And when we cleanse that energy out, you feel so light. Like the Kambo can be a tough experience. It's 15-20 minutes, right?
Because you said when it gets down to that point, it's dark.
Yeah, and you're starting to get nauseous. You'll be being sick. So it's like physically, it's like, God, this is like, wow, I'm feeling nauseous, I'm feeling sick. And then mentally, you're going, it's a real challenge, to keep your mind there and say, right, I'm letting go of this stuff. So before it will set intentions, with people. People come in for different reasons. My reasons was to let go of the addiction, was to like renew me and like help me put distance between myself and, all the stuff that had happened. And it helped me with that big time. And I always say to people, Kambo's great because your foundation for life is your physical body. Like, this is it. So how we feel in here is how we see life. If we feel down, we feel low energy, life's going to look more daunting for us. Life looks a lot more challenging. But when we feel good in the body, we feel like we're in balance. It's like, bring it on. We're ready for it, So it's like Kambo's honestly a brilliant medicine. That was the start of my journey. And it gave me that foundation to build on. So then we went in, after Kambo, went into ayahuasca. So Kambo's
and when's this? Is this straight away?
Like on the same day.
Okay, yeah.
So Kambo's can be tough. And ayahuasca can be tough too, but it's like ayahuasca is like beautiful visuals, It's like a real journey. Like psychedelic substances are so misunderstood, from the narrative that we've been told for the last whatever amount of years, that whole war on drugs thing. You take a trip of mushrooms, and it can make you lose your mind forever. And I'm like, no, that's not the case.
I've had loads and loads of people that have had amazing experiences with mushrooms. I'm not just piggybacking American podcasts that I've heard. I've got mates who have legitimately microdosed and taken. I'd like to. I said to my missus, like, one day,
bro, come over, bro, anytime.
It's the feeling of no control is the thing that scares the shit out of me.
It's you won't have no control. For your first dose, you can. It all depends on dosages.
But I'm also worried about what I'm going to see.
You'll be fine, bro. Honestly.
Is there a better life out there than me with my 4 children doing a podcast, talking crap? Like, what does that journey look like?
No, but it's not about it's not better, but it can certainly enhance the life you have. So like, it's what the mushrooms and what any of these psychedelic substances can do, I think, is they sometimes when we're in the patterns of life, it's almost like a rut, you know what I mean? And everything's grand, but we're still going through the same thing. And it's like, sometimes when we do like a psychedelic thing, or a psychedelic experience, it can open the mind up, opens your heart up more. So you start to have more gratitude for things in life, even small things in life, more gratitude for all the time with the kids, all the family, it's like life just becomes richer, because you're looking at it with different eyes. It changes your perspective on a lot of things, So
we go Kambo.
So Kambo,
Kambo, not okay.
Kambo, and then
Kambo.
ayahuasca.
Then ayahuasca, and then to take us through that journey from going from station to station or event to event, because surely some people are going to be put off by that feeling.
Yeah.
Or is it, no, give me something that's going to make me feel better? Or you have to fully invest.
You're in it, bro.
Well, I suppose for you it was desperation, right?
You're in it, bro. And I was like, God, when I went there, I was like, this is it. This is the last. That was where I was at. I was like, this is the last effort now. Because I tried.
What was the only?
I tried sertraline. I went to a drug counselor. Like, I was going to this like court every week where it was like it was just for repeat offenders with drugs. And they would bring you in and I was like, this is the last thing, because nothing else is helping. Nothing else helped. And this was the last thing. So we did that weekend. So we did ayahuasca. We did 2 nights of ayahuasca that weekend. And to be honest, the ayahuasca was good, but I was like, oh, there's more. Like all the hype about this stuff. Like everything I've watched about on YouTube about this, and I was like, that it was good, but it didn't give me what everyone else is saying.
Good in what way? And then what did you expect? So how do you take that as well? Let's just go through the whole process.
So the ayahuasca, you're in like, so that night there was 20 people, 20 odd people drinking. Okay, and it's like a big ceremony room with, tapestries up and very soft lighting, and there's like the shaman at the top of the room who's serving the ayahuasca, and then his wee group of facilitators that sit around with him. So you go up, everyone goes up, and you get a cup, and you'll drink it, and it is, bro, it is not, it tastes so bad.
Like what? Try and give us something.
Like old, dirty, earthy, soily river water. Like, but much, like, just not nice. And when you drink it, it's like you really gotta, you can't keep it down. You've really got to try and keep it down. And even like the shamans are like, try and keep it down for 20 minutes, and then you can be sick, to get it into the body. So we're sitting, and
you drink it quick.
I drank mine, yeah. I drank my cup and walked back down and sat down, and then everyone else are going around the room serving it. And I've got my blindfold on, and after about an hour, I'm like, is anyone else feeling it? Or is this, like, have I got a done cup, So then I sat for a while longer, and then they were like, does anybody want more? And I was like, yes, I went up and I got another one. And it got a wee bit of effect. And I was like, I was a wee bit disappointed. The next morning I woke up and I was like, wee bit disappointed. Like, I thought it would have been more profound than that. And then I was like, well, like, just go with it, we'll sit tonight again. Sat that next night, and again, I thought it would have been more profound, And so that retreat ended. And on the last day, there was a guy, and he was saying he was going over to Colombia in like 2 weeks to drink yahe, which is ayahuasca, only they call it yahe in Colombia, which
2.0.
Which is stronger, bro, right? So I was like, when are you going? Like, it was 2 weeks. I was like, God, I'd love to go. I had no money, bro, like nothing. I'd spent all the money to go to this retreat. Like, I had nothing after rugby. I had no money. Like, there was nights I was in my apartment, bro, and there was no electric, no gas, no lights on. Like, I was rock bottom. So I was like, God, how am I going to get to Colombia now? So I went home, and my mum was like, well, how did you get on? I was like, it was good, but it wasn't as good as what I thought. I was like, but there's a guy heading to Colombia here in 2 weeks.
Colombia.
And she was like, right? And I was like, I really want to go. And she's like, oh, Ryan, my mum, see at that stage, my mum would have done anything for me, right? And she still would, but even at then, because she's seen, like, I was down and out. And she goes, I'll pay for it. That's what she said. She's like, I'll send you to Colombia. Right, think it'll help? And I went, yeah.
Bless her.
Yeah, and she was like, right, I'll do it. So she went on and she booked my flights.
From Belfast to where?
Belfast, Dublin, Amsterdam, Bogota. Like, bro, like, what a legend, you know?